All right, guys, back to the postcast here. A 6-4 loss to the Buffalo Sabres. This one really stings. Martian, we're going to try to get ourselves some Sens Central standouts brought to you by the GLEBE Central Pub. Do you want to kick things off here?
Yeah, sure. I'll kick things off. Why not? I'm going to go with, it was tough for me. There's really not a lot of players to choose from. So I'm going off the board. And actually, Spencer mentioned in the comments already. He called me out. He was right. My standout is going to be any fan who stayed for the entire 60 minutes of today's game. You are my Sens Central standout on this one. Because, that thing got ugly after the second period. And I would not have blamed anyone for hitting the road and beat the traffic because it can be a pain in the arse to get out of that arena sometimes with the parking situation. So
unless you're on the Sens Shuttle, the GLEBE Central Pub.
Unless you take that shuttle. So for me, anyone who stayed in there, like our buddy JS, who was in the comments, you guys are the standouts tonight because none of the players really deserve it from me.
You know what? That's actually a great standout, Martian, because the seats were looking a little empty near the end of the game, but those fans got loud when Joseph scored that goal, and then when Timmy drew that penalty, and for Brady's fight, they were really letting it know that, hey, maybe there's a little less fans in the building because it's not going the way they want, but fans that were there were pretty passionate and pretty loud. So that's a well-deserved shout-out from the fans. And shout-out to everybody here in the postcast. You guys know, whether we win or lose, we vibe or we vent. If it's just Martian and I, you can assume that it's a venting podcast. That's just the way the hockey gods like to punish us.
Hey, it can't be both, Kelsey. It can be a vibe and a vent. You know, you can.
Yeah, that's true. We can try to vibe as we vent.
Yeah.
We can try. So I'm gonna give a go with my Sens Central standout here. As you guys can see, Brady Tkachuk was my guy here. I mean, you're looking at 6 shots, 5 hits, fight versus Alex Tuch, over 20 minutes of time on ice. It looked like maybe we're dealing with a shoulder injury, which a lot of Sens fans have PTSD from. But luckily, this was not a serious shoulder injury, or Brady just battled through it. So that we can be glad that we got a warrior in a captain like Brady Tkachuk. And then that fight versus Alex Tuch, like, we talked about Brady fighting with his dad, Big Walt. You love hearing Big Walt's opinion, and he said, "Look, Brady does have to kind of learn is he going to manage with backing up his talk and supporting his team, but without fighting scrubs." He had to fight Rasmussen in the last game against Detroit, but Alex Tuch, this one I'm a little more comfortable with. I mean, a much better player, more similar to Brady's caliber, and this is a point where Alex Tuch throws a cheeky little hip out behind the play. Brady doesn't like it. Right away, throws his gloves down, and you can see Martian Alex Tuch, as soon as he knew he had to accept the fight, the fear in his eyes, he's like, "Oh man, I pissed off the wrong guy."
You know, sometimes you get into a physical altercation and you can just feel the strength behind the other guy as soon as he gets a hold of you. And I feel like this is one of the situations where Alex Tuch just ended up biting off a little bit more than he could chew on this one. I mean, he was doing a good job in the beginning, just hanging on for dear life. And Brady's jersey, I thought, was almost going to come over his head.
Well, that's where that clip comes in handy. If that clip on the pants and the jersey isn't there, Brady's probably getting jerseyed on that one.
Yeah, definitely. So the tie down kind of saved Brady on that one, and then he ends up coming out of it. And classic, little brother, never going to give up in a scrap. And he popped him with 2 good ones. He got him on the way down.
Yep.
And then he hit him again, pretty much like almost right near ice level, which is kind of scary sometimes when you see you guys bare head kind of shaking around near the ice. Not always recommended, but also after a dirty hit like the one that Tuch laid and Brady didn't like it. That's called paying the price at the same time. It's hockey, so that's part of the game. So if you want to give him a little shot there, that's fair game. So by dropping the gloves, that's what you're signing up for.
Yeah, and Brady's just so pissed off at that point. There's no way Alex Tuch is getting away with a cheeky little hit like that. Like, Brady's losing his mind and getting after it.
Yeah, you hit him at the wrong time, that's for sure. Maybe if the Sens were the ones who were winning 5-1, Brady maybe wouldn't have gone there, but you caught him pissed off, so that's never good.
Yeah, a pissed off Brady is not something you want to deal with. And then our final Sens Central standout here. Look, He had got off to a slow start in the preseason and in the first game of the season, but Vladimir Tarasenko has looked pretty nice recently. He gets a goal and an assist in this one. And you talk about a losing effort. You want to get guys in the mix. Well, Tarasenko and Dylan Cousins were certainly in the mix in that. I don't want to call it a line brawl because it certainly wasn't a full-out line brawl, but all the guys are lined up, and it was a good little skirmish there. And Vladimir Tarasenko was in the middle of it going after Dylan Cousins. So you like to see that he's going down at least with some piss and vinegar and some snarl.
Yeah, I definitely love to see that out of him. I was actually worried about him for a moment there when he was basically in the Sabres bench and surrounded by Sabres, and there was no Sens around to help defend him. But I guess it didn't escalate to that point, so that's good. And then classic, rushing into contract year, Pilsy. Like, he's going to get his cookies, baby. He's going to get his cookies every night, and he doesn't care how he gets them. Even if it's in a 5-1 loss, he's going, he's gunning for those stats, baby. And, it's not just him just going for stats, though. I feel like, he is, embracing this team, and that scrum at the end kind of shows it there too. So it's kind of predictable, though, in a losing effort. If you're going to ask me which guy got 2 points, like, Tarasenko is probably the one I'm going to choose.
Yeah, and he's been solid the last 4 games. So Brady Tkachuk, Vladimir Tarasenko, and you guys, Sens fans, are the Sens Central standouts.
Just the ones who stayed and kept the game on the entire time.
That
includes us, Pilsy.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, we're venting through this one now. A lot of people, I'm trying to watch the comments as I go along here. I don't have the ADHD multitasking brain that Ross does, so sorry if I miss a lot of what you guys are saying. I'm just trying to keep this bus on the road here, but a lot of the comments I'm seeing are pretty upset at Dominic Kubalik, Mark Kastelik. Like, the issue is, like, the Sens are so strapped to the cap here that even if guys are underperforming, they don't really have a lot of options to switch things up, Martian?
No, they have no options. Pilsy, they have no options. It's either that or you get Pinto back somehow. So they need to make that happen sooner rather than later.
But the only way to get Pinto back is to move guys out.
And can you just imagine what things would be like if Brady Tkachuk was out for any period of time? And that would have been an absolute nightmare. So that's the one silver lining maybe we could take away from this game, is that he didn't end up hurt.
Well, guys, if you were thinking about hitting the panic button, if anyone's going to come in calm, cool, and collected, it's Claude Giroux. And this quote from Ian Mendez that Ross put up on Twitter, Claude Giroux says, it's not time to hit the panic button. And you know what? I think he's right. Like, sure, these have been 2 demoralizing losses and up against division rivals, kind of siblings of the Ottawa Senators right now, and the Red Wings and Buffalo Sabres. But come on, the Sens are 3-3. There's a lot of time left in this season. If people are hitting the panic button already, then we got big issues here. And I think, a lot of people in the comments too, I'm seeing, are calling for DJ Smith's job and saying that, all right, enough is enough. The DJ haters, I think, have been DJ haters for a while, but I don't know what the right move is here, because I do believe in this group. Like, on paper, this group is talented. I feel like they have the right mix of guys. They have good depth. They have the right kind of spread of talent, but we saw this last year, Martian. Ross and I talked about this. The Sens had a bit of a hot streak their first home stretch and then just plummeted down. This kind of seems like the spiral is starting here, and it's too similar to seasons past.